South Africa moves forward with cannabis commercialization amid broad political support. By Satori News. Cape Town has witnessed a historical movement in the National Assembly where a broad consensus among South African political parties has just become apparent. The Cannabis for Private Purposes bill, aimed at paving the way for the large-scale commercialization of cannabis and hemp, has garnered support from several key parties. This significant development promises to revolutionize not only South Africa's agricultural landscape, but also its socio-economic fabric, with job creation and investment at its heart. The report presented by the Justice and Correctional Services Portfolio Committee, which has now been referred to the National Council of Provinces for further deliberation, is a substantial step forward. Parties including the ANC, EFF, DA, IFP, NFP, and PAC have shown their backing, indicating a strong political will to drive the transformation of the cannabis and hemp sector, which is seen by the government as a priority area for fostering economic development. Gratitude Magwanishe, the Portfolio Committee chairperson, emphasized that the bill is just the first stage in a series of regulations and legislations aimed at tapping into the cannabis and hemp markets for commercial use. The bill follows the landmark ruling by the Constitutional Court in 2018, which decriminalized the private cultivation, possession, and consumption of cannabis. The bill's journey has not been without rigorous public engagement and consideration. Extensive consultations with various stakeholders reflect the government's commitment to transparency and inclusivity in shaping the future of cannabis regulation in South Africa. This thorough public participatory process underscores the government's dedication to crafting policies that reflect the population's views and address the nation's needs. Economic projections suggest that the legal market for hemp and cannabis pharmaceuticals in South Africa has the potential to surpass R$100 billion annually. This surge in economic opportunity is vital for propelling the country towards a more equitable and prosperous future. The EFF's Busisiwe Mkhwebane has been vocal about the necessity to dismantle the colonial stigma surrounding cannabis, advocating for a recognition of its health benefits. Meanwhile, Jonho Engelbrecht from the DA has brought attention to the need for amendments to the National Road Traffic Act, proposing stringent regulations against driving under the influence of cannabis. Notably, the ANC's representation has centered on the bill's implications for children, ensuring that their interests are safeguarded. The robust discussions and extensive groundwork laid out thus far are indicative of the rigorous and careful approach taken to position South Africa at the forefront of the global cannabis industry responsibly. While the path ahead is a complex one, the consensus among key political figures and parties suggests that the realization of cannabis commercialization in South Africa is no longer a distant dream, but an impending reality. With this constructive political climate, what remains is strategic implementation and continued engagement with the public and industry stakeholders to unlock the immense potential that cannabis and hemp commercialization holds for South Africa. Thank you for choosing Satori News.